A boomer's guide to pedals. Stay tuned. Casino Guitar is coming at you hard and fast. Hard and fast, right? Okay, here we go. You ready? Ready, big boy?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, it's me, Baxter.
Hi, I'm James.
He's back.
We're back. Hello.
James is back.
I've returned.
From the ashes.
Be careful.
Like a phoenix.
Be careful.
Oh, so
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about pedals.
Excellent.
Pedals.
I like pedals.
And I'm not technically a boomer, but I'm calling myself a boomer.
Yeah, you're Gen X, right?
Yeah, I'm Gen X.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, you have that cynicism.
Yeah, I just
It
don't.
makes a lot of sense.
I don't listen to anything anybody says. It doesn't matter. I'm upset because this person. It doesn't matter.
That all tracks.
It's fine. And I don't like these newfangled things.
Pedals.
Pedals.
With two points of in and out. Yep.
It's no, but I am I'm seriously interested in them sometimes.
Yes, absolutely.
I go through these phases, and I would like for you to help guide me. Let's say I want to get into pedals. They look amazing.
Yes.
Super cute. Where do I start?
Well, fortunately, you're in luck. If you like the way pedals look, we've got a million options, right? Because that is so much of the. I tell this to almost everybody that comes in the shop, because you get this question a lot, right? And I think if you don't know anything about pedals, or if you only have a cursory knowledge of pedals, you can get overwhelmed really easily, right? Because you look in the case, nothing has descriptive names. Everything's named something like, the key keeper.
Yeah.
What does the key keeper do?
Or pyramids.
Yeah, what do those do?
Vortex.
What is the obscure reference they're making that would make sense? So
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. The good thing is that it's really hard to find bad pedals these days.
Well, look, can you break it down simply for me? If I want to get pedals,
I can try.
What should I start with?
You should start with a drive pedal or a delay pedal.
Okay.
Those are the two raise your hands if you agree. Get in the comments. I think drive pedal, delay pedal are the best places to start.
I would think ring modulator.
Well, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say a lot of things. No, it should be a fuzz pedal. Okay. No, you got to have a compressor. No, you got to have that's fine. You can have all those things. But I think
let's start simple.
Basic drive pedal, and specifically an overdrive pedal.
Versus a distortion.
Versus a distortion or a fuzz or something like that, right?
Why?
Because I think that overdrive tends to be a little bit more versatile and a little more natural sounding than a typical distortion, because of the way that the circuitry itself works, right?
Okay.
So, distortion, you're typically going to be looking at hard clipping, okay? Which tends to give you a little less dynamic range. We don't have to get, obviously there's distortion pedals that don't use hard clipping. I know that, okay? But let's not get pedantic, all right? He's old, all right? So, point being, something like a tube screamer or something, something along those lines, something very simple, one stage inside. A green pedal's going to work for you, right?
Yes.
Because it still sounds like your guitar
like
and
a
your
bad
amp.
monkey.
Didn't JHS do a video about that? I don't consume guitar content anymore. So okay,
that's super expensive now.
Yeah, because how much are they going for now?
It was like $400, $800 or something.
Good for them, I guess. I think it's Bad Monkey needed it. I guess that's awesome. But and I think that's an interesting point, because I think oddly enough that dude has been trying to make the same point that I'm trying to make, that they're all kind of good now.
Okay. Well, let's say I got my basic overdrive.
Yes.
Now, what do I get next?
Delay pedal.
Delay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not reverb?
Well, no. I would say no. Even if your amp doesn't have a reverb at this point, I think a delay pedal is a better choice.
Okay.
Personally.
Because it's more fun?
Yeah, it's more fun. Absolutely. It's really, really easy to turn on a delay pedal and not even change the settings and be able to kind of have fun with it.
That was one of my first. My tube screamer was my first pedal, and then I had a Boss delay.
Yep.
I think,
I had a DD9.
I think it was a DD something. I can't remember.
It's probably a 3, given your age.
I am ancient. But
the DD3, great pedal though.
But it was a lot of fun.
They're super fun.
It's all. I had a lot of good, and I got some stupid distortion pedals, I'm sure.
The great thing about that combination is you have, with those two pedals, you've opened up a near infinite amount of possibilities, right? Because the reason I recommend the overdrive pedal is because you get for instance, get a blues driver.
They're great pedals.
Get a blues driver. Get the Boss blues driver, okay? Because the tone knob is great. You just put it in the middle and it's fine. It's fine. You just leave it there,
So
okay?
let's say I got you keep
But the cool thing about the blues driver is all of those distortion settings on that gain knob are going to sound good.
Okay.
If it's low, if it's pointing over there,
It still is
you get
functional.
that nice like milky like almost overdrive, and you can yank it all the way into near fuzz territory,
Okay.
right? And they're pleasing to play. It feels good on your fingers. Get a blues driver
I don't have a blues driver.
or any blues breaker circuit.
So then one more pedal. Let's say
Morning Glory.
Let's say I have 3 pedals. So I got my time, my overdrive. Then what do I get?
Then it's off to the races. You can get whatever you want. If it was me,
Pyramids.
at this point, if you don't have, well, you've already got the pyramids covered because that's a drive pedal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Specifically
I
a
had no idea
screamer
what it
style.
is. Well,
Yeah.
No, Rainbow Machine. That's
The
what
Rainbow Machine is the one that is useless. Hey, love them, just useless for me. Just not for me. I love them. I think they're great. Sean loves them, but no, we'll get into that later. Regardless. Yeah, so if at that point, my philosophy is if your reverb's covered, if you don't need a reverb, right? Let's just say you got that covered. It's in the amp.
Okay.
I would get something fun. So my pedal board right now consists of 4 pedals.
Oh wow, that's tight.
Yeah, it's great. I have a compressor to start with, and we can talk about that in a second. I do not think a compressor is necessary for what you would
I've never
want.
used a compressor.
A compressor is, yeah, we'll talk. We don't need to get into
I've used
compressors.
one, but I've never kept one on my other thing.
I use mine for an extremely specific purpose. So that comes first, blah, blah, blah. I could get rid of it if I wanted to. So it's drive after the compressor. The end is delay, and I've got my fun pedal in the middle. I got a pitch shifter.
Oh, fun.
Between the drive and the delay.
Like a whammy pedal?
Yeah, it's the pitchfork.
Because I have one of the old whammies.
Yeah, and that pedal is on there for fun.
Okay.
It's on there because it's enjoyable to play with. You can put, the way I have it in my rig, the distortion comes first, the delay comes second, so you can get a bunch of cool different effects. But I would say there, yeah, any kind of like warble maker, any kind of sound maker is fun. If you want to add something perhaps usable, maybe go for a wah pedal, right?
Well, you mentioned there's an order you put them in. Is there's this thing called signal chain
Signal
that
chain.
is a mystery to a lot of us out there.
Well, would you like to talk about signal chain?
Break it down really quickly.
Let's do it. Take some of my water. My mouth's getting dry.
I don't even know what happened. He just like left. I thought he was leaving. I got nervous.
Signal chain. Okay. What's your biggest concern about signal chain?
There's
What is it?
No, there's what orders do I put the pedals in?
Okay.
That's I mean,
So-
like, you buy like your 4 or 5 pedals.
Yeah.
It's confusing. If you just get them, there's no instruction manual on the pedals where you're supposed to put them.
Right.
You just have them.
So this topic has been debated across YouTube for time immemorial.
We don't have time for that.
We don't have time for that.
You have a
The
minute
long
and a
and short answer is, if you like the way they sound plugged in, then good for you. That works. Doctrinally, they say put that drive pedal first, put that delay pedal last.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is that?
The reason they say that is because if you put the drive pedal first and you turn it on, your clean signal from your guitar gets distorted, and then it goes to your delay pedal, and your delay pedal is getting that driven signal. Okay. If you were to flip those around,
Get it?
got it? So you're hitting your delay pedal, and then that's clean, and those delays from the delay pedal
Distorted.
are going to get distorted. Now,
That could be used as an effect.
that can be
obviously.
right. If you listen to Live Rust, Neil Young, that's that sound. That's how he does that. It's
don't
like
think I've
there's
listened to that,
th-
though.
not in many years. Not in many years.
Yeah, Young was on the car in my mother's car the other day. She said, "Ew, I don't like this change." She's a big Tom Petty.
Come on, Ruffles.
Tom Petty.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's easier to like.
Yeah.
But that's the point. You can so a good example like dichotomy here, right? Like that like kind of live Neil Young tone is like it's like you can hear it. It's kind of
like
stressed
bad.
out sound. Yeah, it sounds
it's like
bad
in a cool way.
Whereas if you listen to like David Gilmour's delay,
Which is way better.
it's way cleaner, but like the guitar is overdriven, but that delay is clean because it's it's in a loop. It's the that kind
I
of
have
thing
David Gilmour solos in my head now.
because he's the best.
So
one of the best.
and then you put your weird funky stuff in the middle.
You can. So you really the biggest thing about signal chain that you have to understand is just know what your pedals are doing and what the next pedal on the chain is going to do to affect that pedal before it.
Okay.
It's not rocket science. There's a few.
Feels like it's-
There's a few things. Well, and I think the reason is because a lot of people are very dogmatic about how pedals should be lined up. And that's okay. If that works for you, that's fine. Some of the things they say is like fuzz pedal should always come first.
Before
Before everything. That should be the first pedal you use. I ascribe to that. I've tried it in the chain further down. I haven't noticed a huge difference. Okay. That might just be the fuzz pedals that I use. And back just really quickly as a sidebar for if you want to get a fuzz pedal, you're not. How do you feel about fuzz pedals?
I think they're fun.
They're fun?
Yeah, I've used them.
I would always say if you've never used a fuzz pedal before and you want to get your first fuzz pedal, get a fuzz face.
Like the classic
fuzz face. Just get the EHX
screamer.
I like that sold me on fuzz pedals, and I was not a huge fuzz fan.
I like the Big Muff too.
Yeah, Big Muff is great. I think the fuzz face is a little bit better as a first one, just because it gives you a little bit more mid range, so it feels a little bit more close to what you.
Big Muff, I like using on bass.
Yeah, it's perfect for bass.
That's a lot of fun.
Back to signal chain though. Sorry to get away from that. Hold on, let me forget. Where was I? What was I talking about?
I don't remember.
I went on a tangent.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Question. I'm good. I'm gonna jump ship now.
Right on.
Wrap it up soon.
I just don't want to be too misleading. I want you guys to get the right information.
Well, it's just us. Effects loop.
It is nobody
What is
watching.
that?
An effects loop. Okay. Remember we were talking about the delay thing earlier?
Yep.
How you can get delay to be nasty?
Yep.
So sometimes, especially if you have an amplifier that's going to be driven really hard, okay? If you're relying on your amplifier to give you your distortion, a lot of your distortion.
I do.
Yes. Then you might want an effects loop if you're going to run delay. Because
the reason I asked this too, because this happened to me. I was playing a TS1 the other day, a 2-Rock TS1, and I wanted, because it doesn't have reverb delay, so I just put a little delay thing attached out front. I was like, this sounds like poop. Mm-hmm. Like, absolutely. I was like, what is going on? I hate it. And I put in the effects loop. I was all heaven again.
So the same thing happened to you.
Same thing.
As what we were talking about with signal chain. It was essentially like you were putting your delay pedal before a drive pedal because your amp became the drive pedal.
Yes, that's what it felt like.
Exactly. So you get that weird choked out sound. The effects loop helps avoid that. Put your delays and reverbs in the effects loop, because then what's happening, roughly, is those pedals are getting a clean signal.
And so I've never really noticed that much with like my Fender amps because they're clean.
Right.
And so that's the
Yeah, if you're running just pedals, you might not have to deal with that. There are some things that are better to just put in the loop, if you're, especially if you're going to use your amp as a gain stage in that way. Sometimes people like to, a cool thing you can do with your effects loop, everybody probably knows this, but you can put a boost pedal in there.
Oh,
if you don't have a master volume.
Some of the 2-Rocks have it almost built in.
Yeah. Well, and that's effectively what a master volume is.
Yes.
But you can simulate it. Like, I remember my old Supersonic. Remember that amp?
Yeah, I remember.
Did not have a master volume, but you could put, any pedal in the loop and you could do it that way. But
that was
it worked
out, fortunately.
Sorry, Derek. I thought we could curse on this channel.
No, I mean,
can we not say the F word anymore?
It happens, but we bleep it out.
Okay, anyway, right on.
If he remembers.
Yeah. I didn't cuss too many times so far.
It's the only time.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
I've said like the S word before. And
what's the S word?
Like, sorry.
Sorry,
Sam.
Sorry.
That actually really helps. So
does that help at all?
No, it does. Like, I almost feel like, I hate to say it, but I learned a little something. Like, I knew a lot of this stuff sort of cursory. Like, I'm not as dumb as I'm playing, but I am in some ways too. Like, the pedals are still, like, I go to an effects pedal section in a guitar shop, and it's overwhelming.
Yes,
I look in the glass boxes and I see all these cool colors, and then I get them home. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them, what order. That helps just to sort of know, like,
good.
I'm boosting that. The effects loop, understand that a little bit better is helpful. And I think it's something that hopefully you guys got a little how to too.
Yeah, and if people want more detail, there's a ton of stuff out there, right? Everybody's got a lot of great information. Just don't be afraid. Try stuff.
Or don't be afraid to give us a call. Like, we help.
Give us a call.
All the time with stuff that's not, like, ask for James. Don't ask for Baxter. Definitely don't ask for Derek.
Or Sean. Sean can help you with pedals.
Well, yeah. So I'm Sean, Jonathan, James.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Pedal people. Baxter and Derek definitely do not ask us, and the other people don't count yet.
Yeah, they don't count.
They haven't become people yet. So they're still in the process of humanizing them.
We'll get them there. Their re-education begins soon.
Gosh. Like, I was explaining, like, God bless Chairman Mao, because I was explaining to my mom, but my wife had some bow buns the other day, and she's like, how do you spell that? I'm like, it's like Chairman Mao, but bow. And she's like, oh, I got it now. And I was like, that, because she wasn't quite getting it. What are they? I'm like, they're great.
What's Ruffles' opinions on the chairman?
Oh, she's not a big fan of Chairman Mao.
I figured.
She's a proper American. So
Yeah.
my God.
She was just curious.
Down with Chairman Mao. Sorry, James. Keep your belief to yourself.